Good morning, students. I hope you people are well. Today, again, we will continue our second chapter, that is matter, nature, and behavior. Before we will start our new topic, let's recall the previous class video. As you people had studied in the previous video about the definition of matter, then we had studied about the law of conservation of mass, that is mass can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can only be transformed from one form to another. Then we had studied about the mixture. Two types of mixtures are there. One is homogeneous mixture, another one is a heterogeneous mixture. Mixture means improper proportion of various substances, and that too will combine together to form mixture. They don't have any fixed ratio, so that's why they are known as your mixture. It is of two types. One is your homogeneous, another one is your heterogeneous. For that, when activity is given, as you can see figure number 2, here in A, that beaker, what we had taken one, suppose 100 ml of water and 1 spoon of common salt. Then we had dissolved that particular water. We got one clear solution, and that clear solution doesn't allow light to pass from that. Then second beaker, we had taken mixture of milk along with certain ink drop in that water. So what happens, that ink drop is visible in that particular solution. So that is your heterogeneous mixture. Third beaker, we had taken some powder of chalk paste. Okay, we had crushed the chalk, and after that we had made the powder of the chalk and we had dissolved that one in the water. So that one is also not visible clearly, and the dust particles of the chalk will settle down at the bottom. So figure number B and C are showing your heterogeneous mixture, and figure number A is showing your homogeneous mixture. So you can say that, you can conclude that by the figure number A, it doesn't allow the light rays to pass from it. That is, the path of light is not visible, though it is passing from the beaker, but it is not visible. But when we can see the beaker number B and beaker number C, there we can see one red light is passing by the laser, and you can say that heterogeneous mixture is good for passing the light rays. Next, see, another important thing is your filtration. What is filtration? Here you have seen your mother that early morning when she prepared the tea, what she used to do, she used to stain the tea, that is the tea leaf had been separated out from the tea, and we used to drink that particular tea. In that manner, in chemistry, that is for separation of various materials, we are using the filtration technique. And what happens when we are doing the filtration technique, the waste material, the impurities are going to be strained out, and if it is required, further purification had been done, and again filtration is going to done, and up till the end when we can extract that particular useful material from that extract, we are going on doing the filtration process. So here that particular mixture is having uniform distribution, that's why it is easily going to be filtered. See children, what the three beakers we had taken, now we will filter that one. When you will filter that one, you will see that the first beaker, easily it will be filtered out because the salt had been dissolved completely inside the water. But the second and third one, certain residual part is going to be settled in the filter paper. So the second one is your colloidal solution, and the third one is your suspension. Colloidal solution, the particle is somehow tiny as compared to the suspension, because the chalk powder is little bit bigger particle as compared to your ink that is dissolved in your water. Next is children, solution. What is solution? Solution is generally the combination of solute and solvent. The solute may be solid, liquid or gas. It can be anything. It depends that which type of solvent we are taking. Then when the solute is going to be dissolved in the solvent, then only the solution is going to be prepared. It is again of various types. Suppose you take the example of homogeneous mixture, the solution you will get, that will be a clear solution. Next, one more example is given, that is your tincture of iodine. You have seen when you used to go to the hospitals that they used to wipe that wound by the help of your spirit. And sometimes if you will go and visit to that government hospitals, they will apply that iodine solution. So that iodine solution consists of alcohol, and that one is known as your tincture of iodine, which is a combination of solid, liquid or gas. Okay. Then alloy. What is alloy? Alloy is also homogeneous and it may be of different materials. Suppose you take the example of brass. Brass is made up of copper and zinc. Certain percentage is required, and as per that they are preparing. In the same manner, children, in the atmosphere you can see the gaseous mixture. We know from our junior classes we are studying that it is a combination of nitrogen, oxygen, okay, carbon dioxide, and so many different gases. Then percentage had been list. That's why we are not mentioning that all. Generally we used to mention the nitrogen and oxygen because their percentage is more as compared to the other gaseous material. Next, properties given. The first and foremost thing, when we talk about the properties of solution, as you know that solution is a combination of solute and solvent. So when that two will combine together, then only the solution will be prepared. But the number of solute may vary. Suppose you take the example of your lemon juice. When the lemon juice is prepared at your home, suppose you like the sweet. So what your mother used to do, she will add the sugar. Suppose somebody like the salty one. So what she will add? She will add the salt. Sometimes, as you people are knowing, during the dehydration, if at our home in an emergency we don't have any electrolyte, so what we used to do, we just dissolve the salt and sugar, a pinch of salt and 1 spoon of sugar within 1 glass of water or half glass of water. We will dissolve and we will add certain quantity of lemon juice. That also will prepare a lemon squash. Second one, when we talk about the solution, it will be a homogeneous one. We can't separate the particle of solute and solvent after preparing the solution. Sometimes. Okay. Then particles were very smaller in size, so during the filtration also it is not possible to separate it. But if it is heavier particle, suppose you take the example of the chalk powder. So chalk powder is having the bigger particles, so it can easily settle down in the solution and we can easily separate it by the process of your filtration. Okay. Then because of the tiny particle, what is the main reason why light is not passed from that homogeneous solution? Because of the tiny particles. In a heterogeneous mixture or heterogeneous solution, easily the light will be passed because it will get the space for passage purpose. Then see children, categorization of solution. Solution is categorized into 3. First one is your saturated solution. For saturated solution, no temperature is needed. Just we will take 1 glass of water and we will add 2-3 spoon of salt. We are going on dissolving. So that will be a saturated solution. So in this saturated solution, what we will try to dissolve the solute up till its solubility. Solubility means what solvent we had taken, in that solvent we will going on adding the solute. Suppose 1 glass of water I had taken, so in that maximum 2 to 3 tablespoon of salt can come. So we are going on adding. After that what happens, again when you will add the salt will be settled down at the bottom of that particular glass. It will not dissolve. So that will be its solubility point, the point at which the solvent is incapable to dissolve the solute particles. Then second one is your unsaturated solution. Here what we will do, we will take small quantity, the same thing what I had said, that we will add the salt, going on adding the salt, and the particular drink is too much salty, excessive salt we had added, so that will be a unsaturated solution, that is less than the saturation level. Last one is your supersaturated solution. In that, you had seen at your home about the chashni. The mother used to prepare for the sweet dish. How she used to prepare? She used to put one pan in that gas, and after that, gas stove, and after that what she will do? She will just add the sugar. Suppose 2 bowl of sugar she had added, then their half cup of water she will add, and she will going on stirring continuously. So she will get one crystal like solution. It depends which type of consistency we want for the preparation of that particular sugar syrup. Now see children, one more activity is given. Here the same thing what I said. Suppose 2 glass you had taken. 1 glass you had added 1 tablespoon of salt, and in another glass you had added 2 to 3 tablespoon of salt. So which one will be more concentrated? The first one will be normal, the solution. Second one is highly concentrated because it will be too salty. In that manner, the first one is your dilute one, second one is your concentrated solution. See children, this one formula is given, mass percentage of solution, that is mass of solute upon mass of solution into 100. Here you can see children, question is given, find the concentration of solution of 40 gram of common salt in 520 gram of water. So salt is your solute and water is your solvent. You people are knowing that when we talk about the solution, solute plus solvent. So we will add the value of solute and solvent. So 40 plus 520, what you will get? You will get 560. Okay. So that is the total mass of the solution. Then how we will calculate the mass of solution? By the above formula, you can see mass percentage of solution equals to mass of solute upon mass of solution. So mass percentage of solution we have to calculate. Solute, what will be the value? 40 gram will be the value for mass of solute. And mass of solution what we had added, that is 40 plus 520, that is 560 into 100. Then we will get the answer for it.